Hi everyone, my name is Hannah Brown, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the effects of being an only child. So when I was growing up, I used to think that the proper term was lonely child instead of only child because I did not have any cousins that were my age. My view of only children has changed over the years, and I chose this topic because I wanted to see how my story paralleled with others across the board. And these are just a few pictures of my parents and I together. So you might be wondering, why should this matter? Well, this research could suggest different reasons for different personality types of only children that you may know in your life. It can also help you better understand what only children might be going through, or if you are an only child, you might be able to relate to some of these subjects. So these are the specific areas that I want to focus on where being a singleton could have an effect on a person's life. These include stereotypes, education, personality, social life, and mental health. Alright, so first we are going to talk about stereotypes. There is an extremely prominent stereotype around only children that they are spoiled, arrogant, and needy. I recently did a survey and I was really surprised at my results. Out of 66 people, over half of them said that they generally perceive only children to be this way. B.G. Rosenberg and Janet Shirley Hyde, who wrote the article, "The Only Child, Is There One Kind of Only?" quoted that in the past, a number of studies of only children described them as self-centered, maladjusted, lonely, and disadvantaged. As you can tell from their statement, these characteristics have been associated with only children for decades. Some people say that these traits align with most of the singletons that they know, while others claim that they do not associate these characteristics with them. Therefore, these stereotypes can reign true in some only children, but not all of them. Secondly, we're going to talk about education. When I was younger, my parents enrolled me into 2 preschools, and my grandparents worked with me on academics after school. I was extremely blessed to have this support in my life, and I believe that without it, I would not have reached a higher level at such a young age. In Kathleen Devaney's Why Only Children Rule, she states that only children statistically score higher on standardized tests, earn higher grades, and stay in school longer, according to Douglas Downey, a professor of sociology at The Ohio State University. I believe that this data is directly related to the amount of parental attention that only children often receive. Only children can have a head start in education with a push for higher standards at every scholastic level. So next we're going to move into the personality effects of being an only child. People without siblings tend to have characteristics of being autonomous, sympathetic, and ambitious. In my research study, many people with siblings said that they felt only children have problems sharing. In The Only Child, Is There One Kind of Only by B.G. Rosenberg and Janet Shirley Hyde, their studies show that type 1 only children are dependable and they score low on traits such as being rebellious. Type 2 only children are power-oriented and they score low on traits such as warmth. Type 3 only children are talkative and insecure, they score low in self-satisfaction. It is important to note that there is a wide range of personality types within only children that should not be narrowed down to one specific characteristic for all of them, just like not everyone with siblings can be combined into one personality group. So fourth, we are going to talk about the social aspect of only children. Many people from my personal research study said that only children can be shy and they're less competitive because they don't have anyone to compete with. I can personally attest to that. I've gotten more competitive over the years, but I used to lack that aspect when I was younger, and I would not enjoy going against other people or fighting with other people. I joined a sports team throughout my childhood to help with this, but the social aspect of some only children is that they don't want to be around others, and they can tend to try to be a peacemaker or avoid opposition altogether. I believe it is important for only children to be exposed to other people at a young age so they can learn how to interact with other people who aren't just their parents or guardians. So finally, an important aspect of a singleton life and any life is mental health. Only children can suffer from loneliness and perfectionism, In Lu Chenying's article, Mental Health Condition of the Only Child, a study of urban and rural high school students in China, results showed that urban children experienced a lower love awareness from family and higher stressors than those who lived in a rural area. These children can experience a great amount of stress later in life when their parents or guardians age because they are typically the primary and only caretakers for them. The mental health effects on only children might worsen or improve depending on which stage of life they are in and how many stressors they are dealing with at the time. Alright, so I just wanted to hit on a few final notes for this presentation. That being an only child affects many areas of a person's life, like we talked about earlier. A person's upbringing can play a huge role in how they act, how they carry into their adult life. No birth order is superior. Having siblings or not having siblings, they can both have advantages and disadvantages to them. Keep in mind that everybody has a different background and siblings may be a gray area for them, so we just need to keep supporting each other regardless of each person's situation. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you learned something and I hope you have a great day. Thank you.